This is Scott the Fix Guy. Today we're changing a General Motors blend door motor actuator, and just have to remove this panel here. This is on a GMC Yukon. Pull out a couple of screws. A little bit hard to get to them. And we can pull the cover off. This is located down by the driver's side accelerator pedal. So we just pulled off the cowling, and then we can get to the blend door. This is the electrical connector for the blend door. We just pinch in with our thumb, and then we can pull that off. And then there's just two screws holding the blend door actuator arm. This one here on the left. This is again located over by the accelerator pedal. There's an 11/32 socket. Got that one out. And then there's one over on the right side, right here. And then we're using the same socket. Spin that out. So once we get that screw out, we can grab the actuator assembly and just wiggle it. We have to get it off of a post, so we have to push down and wiggle it, pull it toward us, and we can get that off. And once it's off, we can either replace it or we can take it apart and see why it's malfunctioning. In this case of the Yukon, it was not accurate. You would ask for cold and you would get hot, you would ask for hot, you would get cold. It would just never really give you the temperature you wanted. So we're just going to mark here where that white channel is located. So on reassembly we can put it back together. And these are the little clips we have to loosen to take off the top piece to do the repair. So we get those loosened up, take off this top panel, and then we have these gears. We're going to pull this top gear off. And then the gear that actually moves the actuator door, the blend door, is this one. Took this off and we found that there was some grease on this copper contacts. These contacts help the actuator motor to know when to stop in either direction. And there was so much grease fouling this that it couldn't really tell, and that's why it kept malfunctioning. So we're just going to clean this grease off. We actually had it on these little copper contacts on the gear too, so we have to make sure we clean that off. We clean this off. Just rub this off with a paper towel and then use an eraser to clean the contacts. And then same thing, just rubbed off the grease that had gotten on the little copper arms. And we're just putting it all back together. Put the big gear back into position. We'll put the drive gear back in, kind of wiggle it in. And then we're going to put the top piece back on. We have to make sure the little clips that surround it are all clipped on tight. We don't want this top piece to be loose at all. Push that in, and then we're just going to reinstall it back in the Yukon, same way it came out. And that should do the trick. Sometimes these have a broken gear, but this one was just some grease. So thanks so much for watching.